This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and this big guy before us is Andre the Giant, the eighth wonder of WWE Eternia from the Masters of the WWE Universe line of figures. Now, one of the things that makes this figure special and surprising is that he is taller than the other figures in the line. At first, I saw the packaging for him and I was like, how is he supposed to be any taller? But if you look on the side here, his legs aren't fully put together, so you have to attach his feet to them. And he was sold originally, if you were lucky enough to get it, at the same price as the other WWE Universe figures. So on the back of the box here, we have quite possibly the worst bit of box art in this entire line of toys. The faces on these are terrible, especially Andre the Giant's face. But Hulk Hogan's face don't look too good there either. So anyway, there are many heroes of WWE Eternia, many villains too, many brave, many strong, many fast, many cunning, but there's only one true giant. He's known simply as Andre. Seriously, that is a terrible bit of artwork. I don't know what they were thinking when they did that one, and I don't know what they were thinking when they approved it. I can't even figure out how to describe that face on that bit of art. I don't normally go on this much about the art, but oh my god, that is terrible. And here it says, we have to attach the legs to make the giant figure. He came in a wave with Bret Hitman Hart, the Excellence of Execution, Andre the Giant, the eighth wonder of WWE Eternia, obviously, Junkyard Dog, heroic grabber of cakes, and Sergeant Slaughter, the heroic Sergeant at Arms. So that just leaves Junkyard Dog after this one. I don't know, because Andre the Giant is one of those ones where they don't really mention what side of the fight he was on, whether he was a heroic or a villain. So I'm kind of assuming that he probably did both roles in the WWF and WWE. Come to think of it, I wonder if there was a WWF at the time when he passed away. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this sucker up. So we have his little mini comic thing, which of course is going to be one of those ones that is blank on the inside. The artwork is a little bit better on the inside here, but it does show him fighting against Hulk Hogan with the Ultimate Warrior and John Cena in the background. Which actually is kind of going along with similar to what we saw back here on the back of the box. Same characters all showing up. We opened up to a blank slate, and on the back we have information. Andre the Giant, eighth wonder of WWE Eternia. The great battle has begun. A darkness threatens to consume WWE Eternia as a faction of evil superstars rise from parts unknown to control the balance of power. But the heroic superstars accept the challenge to defend the planet and determine who are the masters of the WWE Universe. Height, 7 feet 4 inches. Weight, 520 pounds. Superstar powers, giant size and strength, immovable. Foreign objects, armor of the Giant King. His card art here also looks better than the back of the box art does. Alright, so we got big old feet, and we got the little thing that goes on top of his head. I gotta say, I suspect, and I will reiterate that in a moment here. Let's go ahead and get his legs on first. His feet are also definitely bigger than the average. WWE figure. This is going to be a whole lot of fun when I have to take them apart. So I do that little shot of every piece. Oh my god. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I wonder if his peg holes are the same size as everybody else's. So let's take a quick look at his head sculpt here. Oops. I'd say it's a pretty nice head sculpt. It looks like he's got just a slightly off-kilter smile going on here. I wonder if he was also a charming guy. It didn't seem to say much about that when I was reading a little bit up on him, but face sculpt overall looks pretty good to me. And with him being taller than most of the figures, it's kind of even more awkward than usual to try to get the images. So his little crown here, I kind of wonder if the reason why they gave him something like that is thanks to like the old David and Goliath stories, where David took out Goliath with a sling, having hit him in the basically in that area between the eyes, as I recall. So the weak point on the giant, but he is definitely a bigger figure. We can bring out, say, Bray Wyatt here and just show the size difference, like an entire head taller, basically. Also meaning that his arms are thicker and bigger, his legs, his calves, his feet, everything. Being that he was one of the last figures released for this line, I'm guessing they already had the plans for the Superstars line, and there is an Andre the Giant available that in that set, and there's like a Chase variant version of him as well in that set. I think in his wave, because it's him, Hulk Hogan, I think was one of them, and that clown whose name I don't remember. And Andre had a black wrestling onesie unitard, is that what it's called? And a blue one. So let's take a look at the articulation. I suspect it should be exactly the same as our other Motu style figures, but we'll do it anyway. Head is on a ball joint and can spin all the way around. Look down, look up, and of course, while you're moving it, you're going to move his crown in weird positions too. Arm rotates up, or hinges up, hinges down. We get the full rotation as always. Well, not as always, because we've had quite a few where there's been a hindrance. And he's knocked off his crown, and I have knocked off his body. However, now, interestingly enough to note here, it would appear that Andre the Giant is black plastic painted with the lighter color skin tone. Which I would have thought they would have done the skin tone plastic and then painted the black over it. We have the hinge at the arm, less than 90, as usual. We have the spin here, so we can do a full twist around, and we have an in and out hinge. His bracer is a separate piece as well. Again, probably for the whole, if they're already planning the Superstars line and they were going to have him, they probably didn't want this as a molded piece. We get the 360 here at the waist. His leg can kick up yay far. And it can kick back yay far. So not much like usual. We have the hinge at the knee, which his knee is pretty stiff on this figure, but it, again, like a lot of them, it doesn't quite hit a 90-degree angle. Obviously, we have the boot cut since we had to attach the boot. And we have a hinge at the foot. Not a whole lot of motion there. I feel like that might be less than what we usually get, but I could be wrong because this does look like it is just increased size to the standard WWE foot. Like they just, put the design in the computer and said, we need this to be 15% larger. But there is also, of course, the peg that allows it to spin around. In all truth, the Andre the Giant figure does not have a whole lot of extra stuff on him. But now we do have his gear here, and we'll start by taking that off. He's got his loincloth, which has both the butt and the front in it, as well as, of course, the belted area, to give him the look of the Masters of the WWE Universe, while keeping a standard WWE diaper here as his hips. And as an interesting thing to note as well, his harness, this part is a separate piece so that you can attach it to either the right or left side. I am not sure why you would switch them around, though, to be perfectly honest, because his body does have the unitard thing already colored in here. So most likely, I would think, or at least most people would probably have it go around. Whoops. Actually, let's hook it up on the front here. That's not a very good peg for that either, to be perfectly honest. Because I think you need to basically peg it on the front and then bring it to the back in order to get it to stay. But look at that. That does not stay in place very well at all. It's already coming out of there. So this is a poor design on the harness. But that does leave us with the ability, as I said, you can move it on the other side. But that, leaves the black on that side uncovered, and I just think that looks a little bit sloppy. I don't actually know why they bothered to paint any of him, or I don't know why they did that anyway. But of course, I mean, like this, he's literally just a WW superstar figure, and we could take those off, and this would match. Although the superstar one does have a different head. I want to say one with actual sideburns on it. So yeah, seriously, this strap here, because it doesn't hold on here very well, it's kind of useless. He's a figure that you're probably not going to do much with other than pose him and let him go. So as for a little bit of background on Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant's real name was Andre Rene Roussimoff. He was born in France in May 19th of 1946 and died on January 28th, 1993. He was a professional wrestler and actor, dubbed the eighth wonder of the world. Roussimoff was known for his great size, which was a result of gigantism caused by excess growth hormones. He also used a number of other ring names: Andre Roussimoff, Andre the Giant, Andre the Giant Frenchman, the Ultimate Giant, Jean Frere, Giant Machine, Jean Frere, Monster Eiffel Tower, Monster Roussimoff, and the Polish Giant, which I'm kind of confused on that one, but if somebody's got an explanation, please feel free to share it.
So, as mentioned with my Slacker video, which should have been posted yesterday, to me it looked like they were probably from the same body, and they are definitely the same height. We can pull off Slacker's armor here. So yeah, they are using the same parts overall, with just the feet, boots, and the hands being different. Definitely a pretty nice figure. I mean, there's not much for a gimmick with him, since he is just, big, I guess. They didn't add a lot of extra equipment or any weapons because he's just supposed to be a giant. That's it. Overall, if you were lucky enough to get him, I think he's going to be a good display piece for your collection. Uh, I really would like to get my hands on the Superstars version as well, but I don't want to pay scalper prices for it, and that's pretty much all you're going to be able to get it at because Walmart hates collectors. In fact, I think I mentioned before on some of the other on when Sergeant Slaughter was done, there had been a sticker back here covering up part of the back, and that was the same here, except for I tried to take it off, and it just leaves all the nasty residue on the back. So, anyway, let me know what you think. And I think, like most people, my first real introduction to Andre the Giant was as Fezzik from The Princess Bride, which again is probably one of the best comedy action movies ever. And if you haven't watched it, you should definitely see it. But I'm guessing if you're watching a review that I've done, you've probably seen it. Let me know in the comments below. Is this a figure you wanted, and were you able to get it? If not, are you still looking for it, or did you kind of like give up on this line? Like I'm sure a lot of people did. Because man, some of those figures that were hard to get just go for a ridiculously high price. Anyway, uh, give me a subscribe if you want. A like would be beautiful. Peace and love. So just for a little bit of fun here, I switched out the armor and such from Andre the Giant and Slackor because they're the only two tall enough to do that with, really. I mean, granted, you can put the smaller arms on Andre probably, just like how Mutated He-Man uses Andre the Giant's arms. But anyway, I thought it was kind of funny. Slackor actually does not look too bad with Andre the Giant's equipment. Andre the Giant, on the other hand, looks kind of goofy with the purple and pink and orange armor itself. But overall, man, Slacker's looking pretty cool right there. It's too bad the tiara doesn't work on him. Because, Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this.